Okay, single women who want to get married, we need to talk. One of the things I wish more women would talk about before getting married is money. And we're going to do just that today by discussing the 5 mistakes women should not make before marriage. Because listen, marriage is so beautiful, but money problems in a marriage will definitely test everything that you believe your marriage stands for. I had to learn some hard lessons about money when I was single and after I got married. So today I'm sharing some of the financial mistakes that single women make, including the ones I made when I was single, so that you don't have to make these same mistakes. And I'm also going to share what I've learned so that I can help you get ready and stay ready financially for anything, especially including marriage. So let's get to it. So, mistake number one is not understanding your own finances. This is actually a mistake no one needs to make. You should always have a clear understanding of your financial situation, and especially if you're planning to get married one day. At the bare minimum, some of the questions that you should be able to answer are: what's your credit score? How much debt do you have? What's your income? And where does every dollar go each month? And if your answer is to any of that, then sis, it's time to pause and get clear on what the answer is to all of those questions. It's going to be very hard to build a life with someone else if you haven't built awareness around your own money. Before you merge your life and finances with someone else, it is imperative to understand and have clarity about your own finances. And the reason this is so important is because once you are married, the financial decisions that you will be making will not only impact you, but the both of you. And you definitely don't want to start a beautiful brand new relationship off with secrets, stress, and surprises that neither one of you were aware of. The next mistake is mistake number two: not being prepared for unexpected emergencies. As I am sure that we all may know, life be lifing, okay? And that's not just with marriage. God forbid it, but even as a single person, you can experience a job loss, medical bills from an illness, or even an unexpected car repair. Either way, you need to have a plan. You most definitely shouldn't wait until you have a partner to start saving or have an emergency fund. The standard is having at least 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up now while you're single, because when stuff happens, and it will, you won't have to panic or depend on someone else to come help and save you. You can save yourself, not to mention the peace of mind that comes along with being prepared for things. If you watch my video on how I knew my husband was the one, I mentioned that 2 months into my husband and I dating, he lost his very lucrative paying job and he didn't secure another one until almost 3 months later. But the kicker was nothing changed with our relationship. And he proposed during the time he was looking for another job. And I know you're probably wondering, how is this even possible? But he had that 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up and was able to continue living life as usual. And this is not to brag, but I wanted to show you the importance of being prepared financially, because when you get married, life will still happen. And that can include new things like needing to take time off after having a baby, supporting a spouse's dream, or even having to help an elderly parent or family member. The key here, though, is to be prepared so that you have the flexibility to move as you please. Mistake number three is not creating your own identity through financial independence. Now, I know the dream may be to be a wife and a mom, and I understand it because I'm living it and loving it. But hear me when I say this: when you obtain the title of wife and mom, you still hold the title of you, and your identity still matters, your growth still matters, and your goals still matters. So many women put their dreams on pause because they think marriage or a relationship is going to fulfill everything. You may say, I don't need to buy a house because it's just me, or I'm not traveling to another country because I don't have a boo. But sis, don't lose yourself. You go for everything you want and dream of. And when the time is right, your future husband will come along and join you and add to what you already have. Even if it's just a side hustle or a small business or passive income that you build, have something that's yours and belongs solely to you. That's how you build confidence and walk into a marriage as a whole person and not the other half. Mistake number 4 is not having something to bring to the table. Let me keep it real. Marriage is a partnership. And while, yes, love is the foundation, being able to lift each other up when the other one is weak is key to keeping the foundation strong. And this is not saying that you or your future spouse need to be making six figures or have a fancy degree, but you do need vision, you do need skills and character and some kind of financial responsibility. You may not make the amount of money you want to be making, but do you budget the money that you have? If things get tight for your spouse, will you be able to support them? Can you multiply what y'all have together to make more? These are all valid questions for someone thinking about spending the rest of their life with you. Now, I know this may be controversial for women who want to be trophy wives, but if you want to be a woman of value, a supportive woman, or a Proverbs 31 woman, then you have to be the kind of woman that brings something to the table and not one who just sits at the table waiting to be served. Mistake number 5, thinking a husband will fix your finances. So this one is deep, especially considering I just mentioned about being a trophy wife. And I know that some women, including myself, were raised to believe that once you get married or while you're looking to get married, you should find and focus on getting a man that has a lot of money or one that can take care of you. And I will agree that that's not totally a horrible idea because a godly man looking for a godly wife will want to do this for his wife anyway. But here's the thing, your husband is not a financial plan. And although you could marry well off or become a stay at home wife, you still need to be educated, involved, and aware of your financial circumstances. Financial partnership works best when both parties bring wisdom and knowledge to the table. This goes back to mistake number 2 of not being financially prepared. You still need to have a plan in place in the event your wealthy spouse is unable to continue carrying the marriage financially. I'll use myself for an example. I am currently a stay at home mom to 2 toddlers, but I still have an income. I also budget, I also save, and I also invest our money so that should my husband unexpectedly become unable to work, we will still be okay. And I also want to mention that it's important that you don't think that a man or husband will fix your finances because this will cloud your judgment when choosing a man. If your focus is too heavy on his money, you may not pay attention to other things that could be signs and red flags to not proceed with this person. There are plenty of reality shows and news reports on TV that will show you just how important it is to not go this route. So I'll just leave it at that. Marriage is a true blessing, but being prepared for marriage turns into a powerful blessing. So, if you're in your single season or seriously dating, I want you to start thinking like a wife now, not just emotionally or spiritually, but also financially. I know that some of the things discussed in this video can be a touchy topic, so I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if this video was insightful for you, hit the like button because I'm planning a full series on financial prep during your single season, and I have some content that you definitely don't want to miss. So per usual, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and share this video with another friend who's also preparing for her next chapter in life because we're leveling up together in this community and I'm looking forward to your growth. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay blessed.